Welcome to Madrid Reviews. This is your host, Christian Madrid, and in today's video, we will be discussing my top 10 favorite movies of 2024. Stay tuned to find out what made the cut. Alright, y'all, let's get into this. So, this has been a really good year for movies, 2024. I still think 2023 and 2022 were better years for movies, but this year, nonetheless, was a solid year for movies. I saw a total, believe it or not, of 86 movies. Yes, that's a lot of movies to see. You know, some good ones and some bad ones, but these are the best of the best. On my Instagram, I'll pop it up right here. I did a list of my top 40 favorite movies of 2024. So if you want to see that, go check it out. But for this video, we're going to be discussing a little more in detail my top 10. So let's get to it. So at number 10, I got Longlegs. Longlegs is for sure the darkest movie of the year. You know, Longlegs is super dark, but it's also really good. You know, it's a great, intense, suspenseful thriller horror. Creep the fuck out of me. Man, this movie is so creepy. It's so weird, but I enjoyed every second of it. It was a mixed bag for some, you know, maybe the marketing of this movie. It was really good, but I think it hyped it up a little too much, you know, as like the scariest movie ever. It's not the scariest movie ever, but it is really fucking good. It's creepy, you know. Nicolas Cage gets a phenomenal performance. He's not in this movie much, but he steals every fucking scene he's in. And fucking Miyako Moore, you know, she carries this movie on her back. This movie relies on her performance to carry this film, and she gives a fucking phenomenal performance. She is so good. Reminds me of fucking Jodie Foster in Silence of the Lambs. You know, this movie in general reminds me of Silence of the Lambs. You know, it's not as good as it, but you know, it's a good movie to compare it to because it's on that level of greatness. And fucking Osgood Perkins, you know, directed the hell out of this movie. You know, he did a great job, and I'm looking forward to anything he directs in the future. At number 9, I got Anora. Man, I did not expect to, you know, I didn't know what to think going into this movie because, like, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of, you know, like romance dramas, you know, but this movie, you know, had such a real and vulnerable story to tell, and I fucking loved it. I loved every minute of this fucking film. Sean Baker directed the hell out of this movie. He did a terrific job, and it's more impressive that he edited this movie as well, you know. Great directing, great editing in this movie. The story is phenomenal. Fucking Mikey Madison gets one of the best performances of the year, and, you know, she should be nominated. You know, she's gonna get nominated for like awards and stuff, you know, Oscars, Golden Globes. And if she wins, I would be okay with that. You know, I think there's someone more deserving. We'll talk about a little bit later in the movie, but she gets a phenomenal performance nonetheless. You know, she's fucking sexy in this movie, and I just love this movie. The story and how it's shot, how it's made. Great movie, Anora. I recommend. At number 8, I got Kinds of Kindness. One of the weirdest movies, not only of this year, but ever. This movie is so fucking weird. Yorgos Lanthimos, the geek freak himself. Man, he's one of my favorite directors working today. You know, this isn't as good as Poor Things. You know, I fucking love Poor Things. One of my year's favorites of last year. But Kinds of Kindness is a solid follow-up. You know, it got kind of mixed reviews. And I understand because it is 3 movies in one. But I fucking loved it. It's one of the more original movies of the year, one of the more weirder movies. Emma Stone, Jesse Plemons, Willem Dafoe, all give phenomenal performances. Kinds of Kindness is at number 8. At number 7, I got Gladiator 2. You know, I wasn't on board when they announced that they were gonna make a sequel to Gladiator because the first Gladiator is one of my favorite movies of all time. You know, so they had to make it either just as good or better. You know, it's not better than the first Gladiator, of course not, but it's almost as good. It is really good. The spectacle of this movie is unreal. Ridley Scott, he's like 87, 80. He's old as fuck. You know, he's still got it. He directed the hell out of this movie. It's so good. The performances, Paul Mescal, really good performance. Denzel Washington steals every scene he's in, you know, a phenomenal performance. And I think he should win for Best Supporting Actor. Pedro Pascal, you know, there's a lot of good acting here on display, and the action is unreal. It's fucking bloody as hell. I loved every minute of Gladiator 2. And at number 6, I got Civil War. This is one of the more divisive movies of the year, but I really enjoyed it. I truly think that, you know, the people watching this movie, a lot of people didn't really get it or understand it. You know, they expected something totally different, but what we got, I really fucking enjoyed. I loved fucking Civil War. I thought the whole spectacle of it was unreal. It was so good. The acting is good. The directing. Alex Garland, a fucking very talented director. One of the best directors working today. And Civil War is really fucking good. All right, let's get into my top 5 now. At number 5, I got Dune Part 2. Speaking of one of the best directors working today, Denis Villeneuve directed a fucking masterpiece with Dune Part 2. The spectacle, it's some of the best spectacle I've seen not only this year, but ever. This movie, if you didn't see this movie in IMAX in the theaters, you didn't see it the right way. Because that's the only way to see a movie like this. It was fucking epic. How it looked, how it sounded. It was so unreal. It was one of the best movie-going experiences I had all year long, and I saw it almost a week about before all my family and friends saw it, so that was pretty cool too. I went to an early screening in my town, so that was fucking cool too. And just like, he directs the hell out of this movie. Cinematography is unreal, looks so fucking good. The acting's good. Timothée Chalamet kills it as Paul Atreides in this movie. I didn't think he had it. And fucking Austin Butler, he gives a phenomenal performance as a villain. And this is coming from someone, who I thought the first Dune was fine, but I didn't enjoy it as much as, other people did. But I enjoyed the fuck out of Dune Part 2, and that's why it's number 5. At number 4, I got Furiosa. Man, this movie was so good. I was so excited for this movie because I loved Mad Max Fury Road. It's one of my favorite movies ever. And I didn't think they could, follow up this good. And they did. Furiosa was really fucking good. I was happy with how it turned out. George Miller, he killed it again. And Anya Taylor-Joy gets a phenomenal performance as Furiosa. I still like Charlize Theron's portrayal better, but this one is good nonetheless. A different take on it. And Chris Hemsworth, he gives one of the best villainous performances of the year. He fucking killed it in this movie. And Furiosa, another great action movie this year. At number 3, speaking of action movies, I got Deadpool and Wolverine. I never thought in 2024 I would have given a superhero movie, especially in the MCU, a 10 out of 10. But Deadpool and Wolverine was very fucking good. This was the shit, Disney, MCU, Kevin Feige, y'all need to take fucking notes. This is how you do a fucking superhero movie in 2024, because y'all been producing a lot of shitters as of recently, but Deadpool and Wolverine was not a shitter. This movie was good. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have some of the best chemistry I've ever seen in a movie. This movie was funny, had a lot of action, had some drama in it. It was so fucking good. I saw it recently, on Christmas again, and I loved it even more on second watch. It was so fucking good. Deadpool, Wolverine, it's a movie you can watch many, many times, I love this movie. All right, let's get into my top 2 now. All right, so at number 2, I got Nosferatu. Man, if you want to see more of my thoughts, I put out a review on it recently, but I love this movie. I know I glazed the fuck out of that movie in my review, and of course I did, because it's that fucking good. It's worth glazing over. Robert Eggers, one of the best directors working today, and he fucking killed it in this movie. I love this movie, whole spectacle of it, how it's shot, the story and everything. I love this movie. And my favorite movie of the year, drum roll please. My favorite movie of the year is The Substance. Oh my gosh, I didn't know what to expect going into this movie, because I didn't really have, high expectations. I really didn't have any expectations. I just went in, because it looked interesting. The trailer, it hooked me. It had a good-ass trailer. But, it wasn't on any of my most anticipated movie lists. And it just came out left field and went on my number 1 spot. But it had everything that I want from a fucking movie. It had fucking blood, guts, tits, all that shit. Horror, some of the best horror I've seen, ever. And the direction was really good. How it shot, everything, edited. And fucking phenomenal performances from Demi Moore, Margaret Qualley, Dennis Quaid, giving some of the best performances of the year. Demi Moore better win the fucking Oscar, Golden Globes. She kills it in this movie, man. One of the best performances I've seen in recent years. So fucking good, It's weird, it's creepy, a little disturbing. Maybe not for everyone, but it was for me, a freak like me. This shit was so good. If there's any movie I recommend watching 2024, it's The Substance. Maybe not with your family, but, watch it late at night, by yourself. It's so fucking good. All right, y'all, that's the end of the video. Don't forget to hit that like button. Comment on what's your favorite movie of 2024. Let me know in the comments below. What do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Let me know, And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and alerts to know when I drop a review next. And appreciate you all for watching. See you on the next one. Have a good morning, afternoon, night, whatever time you're watching this. Subscribe to Madrid videos. Please tell your family and friends. Thank you. I'm out.